Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Q&A where I take 10 questions that the community asks and I answer them right here on camera on the YouTube channel for you. And also, guys, a special shout out to everybody who sent me a happy birthday wish yesterday over Twitter. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the love, and let's get into the video. So the first question I'm going to answer comes from Doom Games, who asked me, if it came down to giving Odell Beckham his contract or Baker Mayfield, you'd pick Baker, right? Well, this is kind of a two-sided question because Odell's still under contract from his New York days. So he's going to be under contract for, I believe, the next 4 or 5 years. And that means that when Baker's contract comes up, I believe in 2-3 years, it's not really going to be a choice between keeping Odell and keeping Baker. So you can have your ice cream and lick it too, I guess. The next question is from Zachary Hunter, who says, "Love the vids, man. Hope to be a patron soon. My question is, who is your most under the radar player to watch this year for the Browns?" Terrence Mitchell is going to be the most under the radar player because there's going to be a lot of attention and, respectively so, on Greedy Williams, the very talented corner that we just drafted. There's going to be a ton of attention on Denzel Ward. There's going to be a ton of eyeballs on Demarius Randall. And there's going to be a lot of eyeballs to see what the Browns do at the strong safety position because of the trade of Jabril Peppers, which leads their space under the radar for Terrence Mitchell to fall. And I think Terrence Mitchell is going to be one of the key parts of the defense because this defense is going to need that reliable number 2 option or that reliable third nickelback corner that he can provide. So I would definitely say Terrence Mitchell is going to be the most under the radar player, and I think he's going to have an excellent season this year. He had a great season when he was healthy last year, playing the number 2 spot. So if he can slide to 3, he will have a even better year. So Terrence Mitchell is going to be the most underrated player on the defense. If I had to pick a player on the offense that's going to be underrated, I touched on this in my last video, I would say Demetrius Harris is going to be one of those underrated players because I think he has a fantastic skill set for what the Browns are going to need. I think he's going to be a go-to red zone target, and he's going to be an ideal guy when you're in the red zone and Baker Mayfield breaks down and does his scramble drill, that he can look for that long, big body target that can just go up and get the ball, because there might be a lot of attention on Odell or a lot of attention on Jarvis or a lot of attention on David Njoku. I think Demetrius Harris has a nice opportunity to slide in there as the second tight end. This next question is from Joshua, who says, will the Browns sign any other free agents like Eric Berry or something? Now, this is one that's been brought up since the compensatory period is about to end, or I think it ended recently. So it frees up teams to sign players without getting compensatory picks. Now, if this brings back terrible nightmares and PTSD, that's because this strategy of getting the compensatory guys is a key strategy of one Ray the Farmer, who killed this team. Like, for Browns fans, Dwayne Bowe is one of those compensatory free agent signings. More recently, one that John Dorsey actually did, Michael Kendricks, is also one of those signings. So do I think the Browns are going to go out and get one of those types of players? I think it's likely. I don't think it's going to be the big name, though. I don't think it's going to be the Ndamukong Suh or the Eric Berrys of the world. I think it's going to be somebody, with not a lot of name value or not a lot of star power. I think it's just going to be a guy Dorsey thinks he can get pretty cheap that can add a little something to the team. I think he's pretty much put most of this team together through the draft, free agency, and with trades. The next question is from Colin Brightwell, who says, any chance that the Browns make the playoffs without winning the division? Yeah, of course, great chance of that happening. I think the Browns are the favorite to win the AFC North, but I do think if they have enough struggles at the beginning of the year, it can be a definite possibility that they have to sneak in the wild card. I think an AFC North team is probably going to sneak into that wild card. I think the Browns have a great chance to do it. I think that this team's floor is probably around that 8-8, 9-7, which means that if at worst they can contend for the wild card. So yeah, I think it's very possible if things don't go absolutely perfectly right, that this team ends up in the wild card without winning the division. And also, just because the Browns get the wild card, I don't think that's going to be necessarily a huge disappointment, because this division just might be ridiculously close this year, where you could go 11-5 and still find yourself losing a tiebreaker and having to slide in to the wild card. So yeah, it's definitely a possibility. The next question is from Nate, who says, what veteran is most likely to be cut or traded before the season? Chris Hubbard, TJ Carey, or Chris Smith? I actually think the guy we need to watch out for that might get moved, that we're not really thinking about, is Christian Kirksey. Not that he's played bad, but he is coming off of an injury. He is up there in age. He is on a more expensive contract, and they did just draft 2 linebackers in the draft. 2 linebackers that they expect one of them to start, and they also drafted Jannard Avery last year. So I don't know what that says about how they feel about Christian Kirksey. But if you look at the type of player that they drafted, if you look at the type of player they've kept on the roster at that position, Christian Kirksey doesn't necessarily fit that mold perfectly. He is a great team leader. He is a tremendous human being. But I don't know if he fits the Browns like the Browns want him to fit. So I would kind of be concerned a little bit. I'm kind of concerned a little bit for Christian Kirksey's future in Cleveland, if there is one. Because they did draft all of these shorter, more pass coverage heavy linebackers, and Christian Kirksey is a more balanced, run-focused linebacker. So yeah, I think Christian Kirksey is one of those guys that we're not thinking about that might end up on the block at the end of training camp. Next question is from Travis Stroman, who says, with all the hype regarding the offensive playmakers that we have now, what do you feel like is an overlooked part of the team that has the potential to impact the year? I would definitely say that the special teams is an overlooked part of the team that can definitely have a huge negative impact on the team if it doesn't get taken care of. I think special teams is a huge concern for this team, and it needs to be figured out. Now, they don't have Amos Jones anymore. They did seem to try to address it in the draft, but I would still look out for special teams to be that overlooked part of the team that can really affect it. The next question is from the Catster, who says, looking ahead, how many of these guys on their rookie deals do you think the Browns will be able to keep? That's an interesting question. That is a lovely question that we have not had to think about answering for years as Browns fans. But yeah, there are a ton of players that are going to be coming up on the rookie deals that we're going to have to think about signing. Myles Garrett and David Njoku are both going to come up on the same year. You have Demarius Randall coming up after this year off of his rookie deal. You're going to have Baker Mayfield, obviously, coming up soon. You're going to have a lot of impact players coming off of their rookie deal. Every GM has their philosophy on what they're willing to spend money on. So instead of thinking about how good the player is, I would say think about if they're good at their position, what position they play, and then that will give you their chances of returning. Like Myles Garrett and Baker Mayfield are almost shoo-ins to return if they continue on their trajectory after their rookie deal. But guys like Nick Chubb after their rookie deal might not be back. Guys like Demarius Randall might not be back. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. They're going to have to lose some guys eventually, just because that's how the salary cap works in the NFL. But it'll be interesting to see how long they can keep this group together. Next question is from Kyle, and they ask, do you think Colin Cowherd will ever stop his Cleveland hate? No, it's what he does. It's part of his brand. It's his shtick. That's what he profits off of. He is the big city Midwest hating dude. So he will always, kick us when we're down or try to put us down when we're coming up. That's just what he does, man. That's just Colin Cowherd in a nutshell. Next question is from RJ, the Nutella guy, who says, who do you think will be the wildcard teams for next year? I would say whatever team finishes second in the AFC North, whether that be Baltimore, whether that be Pittsburgh, whether that be Cleveland. And I'm going to stick with my sleeper. I'm going to say the Jets. The Jets are going to make the wild card this year. And that is it, guys. Thank you for all of the support and asking all of the questions in the comment section down below. Let me know what Browns players you think they're going to be able to keep after the rookie deals and what Browns players you're okay with losing after their rookie deals. But that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you really like me. Ding that notification bell. Again, if you have a buck or two to spare, please consider becoming one of the patrons whose name is listed on the little ticking scrolling bar down below. It is an excellent group to be a part of. You should think about joining. But again, thank you for watching and have a great day.